Hello everyone, Paul here to show you how to do the virtual earthquake exercise. And so here we are at the exercise, and if I just click here on the link for virtual earthquake, that takes us to this page. I am going to go ahead and turn up the magnification on the screen a little bit because it helps. And maybe it won't help you, but it definitely helps me. Okay, so the words. Read the words. The words are good. The words are very good. They explain things very well, and it will help. Okay. So here we have a simplified seismogram, right, showing the first arrival of the P waves rather here, the first arrival of the S waves here. And that time in between there is the SP interval. That will be something that we're going to measure. And then the amplitude, the size of the largest S wave, another thing that we're going to be measuring off of these seismograms. So, okay, once again, read. It's very good. It's very helpful. Okay, so now we need an earthquake. Pick one. Let's go to San Francisco and submit choice. We click on submit choice. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to determine the epicenter of the earthquake. And in order to do that, we need to measure the SP interval, that time between the arrival of the first P wave and the arrival of the first S wave. Remember that the closer together those two things are, the closer you are to the epicenter. Okay, so we need to know that. So, view seismograms. This is the main reason I upped the magnification, by the way, is so we can see these a little bit better. So now the nice thing about this is they begin the clock when the first P wave hits. So all you really need to do is measure off when that first S wave hits. You don't need to subtract anything, just get that time, okay? And so in this case, if we look at this, we can see that each blue line is two seconds, right? 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. Okay, so if I look at this, I'm right there between 48 and 50, probably 49. Okay, and you don't probably need to be that precise, but you do want to be as precise as you can be. 49 seconds, right? Now this one is further from the epicenter, right? You've got smaller waves, and the SP interval is longer. Okay, so once again, it starts at 0, so all we need to do is read off the time over here. 70, and we're at that first blue line, that's 72, right? So we can just put 72 here. 72. Third one, a little bit closer than the second one, not as close as the first one though. And so once again, that starts at 0, so just read off that first S wave. So 60, 62, and 64. Okay, so 64 seconds. Now, convert the SP interval. So now what we need to do is we need to go from seconds to kilometers, right? We know that the closer you are to the epicenter, the closer together the P waves and S waves are going to be. But now let's quantify that, right? Let's put some actual numbers on that. And we're going to do that. Read the words. Words are good. We're going to do that using this chart. Okay, so you've got distance here along the x-axis. You've got time along the y-axis, and then you've got this line here showing, for an earthquake, the longer that SP interval is, the further you are from the epicenter. So we're going to use that line. Our first time was 49 seconds, right? So 40, that's 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. Right there, that blue line right below 50, right? We follow that over until we intersect the diagonal line. Right at that blue line there, and then we come down, and we can see that we're at about 480 kilometers, right? 400, 420, 440, 460, 480, 500. We're at about 480. So 480, 480. So that seismic station is about 480 kilometers from the epicenter. Elko, Nevada, the PS interval is 72 seconds. So if I come up here, 72, that's actually this one, the second blue line up, right? Because each of these is 1. So 72 is right there. Let's follow that over, and we end up smack on that big black line there. Awesome. So let's go down, let's scroll, let's go down. That's 700 kilometers, right? So we can just put in 700 kilometers there. And then Vegas is 64 seconds, so 60, 65, 64, right there, right? Let's go over to the diagonal line, and we can fudge it a little bit to that blue line right there, and then let's go down, and we see that we are at about 620 kilometers from the epicenter, right? So 620. Okay, now find the epicenter. So we do that, and see what they did for us is they drew circles on a map showing, yeah, if you're this far from Vegas, right, and you're this far from Elko, Nevada, and I think the other one was Eureka, right, you're that far from Eureka, all those circles cross right there just south of San Francisco. So there's our epicenter. If we hadn't done that work properly, these would not meet at a single point, and they would tell you to go back and do it again. It can get a bit frustrating. Okay, so make sure that you're reading your graphs as accurately as possible. Okay, more words that are very good. Now we want to calculate the Richter magnitude. So, once again, words are good. Read the words. Okay, now what we want to measure is the maximum amplitude of the largest S wave. So another one, that was redundant. Measure the size of the largest S wave, right? So these are the P waves, these are the S waves, right? And so just the size of that largest S wave. Let's just measure it up, because that intuitively makes the most sense. Don't spend a lot of time worrying about whether you should be measuring like this one or that one. Just measure the top one. Okay, so go to the next page. So we're going to calculate the magnitude using the Richter nomogram. And a nomogram is a graphic way of doing a calculation. If I lay a straight edge from the amplitude to the distance, right? If I know the size of the largest S wave, I know how far it is from the epicenter. That line will cross this line here, and you can read off the Richter magnitude. For example, if this had an amplitude of 1 millimeter and was 100 kilometers from the epicenter, the Richter magnitude is 3. We'll see more about that when we do ours. Okay, so here we go. We need the size of the largest S wave now, right? So that's going to be this one right here. Let's get our scale right. 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, right? So each of these is 10. So 250, 260, 270, 280. It's kind of in between 280 and 290. We can get fancy and go with 285. 85. Okay. This one, if we look right here, 50, and it's right there, 60. Right? It's just one little blue line above the 50. That's 60. So let's go with 60. 60, 60. And then this one is easy. It's right at 100. Right on the 100 line. Right? So 100. Now, submit to nomogram. It's going to do the nomogram for us. If I can click on it. There we are. Okay, yay, we did it right. Notice how each of our 3 seismic stations all cross at the same Richter magnitude. Okay, so this is the fun thing about Richter. Because it accounts for how far you are from the epicenter, each time you calculate the Richter magnitude for the same earthquake, you will get the same number no matter where you are. Right now, this is different from the Mercalli scale, which, as we all know, goes up as you get closer to the epicenter, right? And so, yeah, so you know, our station that was very far away, right, gives us a magnitude of about 7.1. The station that was a little bit closer gives us a magnitude, right? They all give us the same Richter magnitude, because if you're further away, you're going to have a smaller S wave, and those things, you know, offset each other, and you end up all crossing at the same point, which is about 7.1. So we can put 7.1 in here, 1, and confirm the magnitude. Yay, we did it. Okay, so what you can do then is, if I put like my name in here, and I don't know, my institution is fine. Okay, and then if you do not email me, please don't email me. You can email yourself a copy if you want. You hit get certificate, and I need to enter something in blah 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 fields. Okay, fine. Can I go back? It might not let me go back. Anyway, if you get this is fine too. And so So anyway, all I want you to do now is just screen capture this, okay, or your certificate if you filled it out appropriately. Apparently, I did not. And just screen capture this and email this to me. If you want to just pull out your phone and take a picture of it, that's fine too. However, y'all screen cap things, just screen cap it so I know you did it. Send it to me. You're good to go. Okay. Okay. Thank you all very much, and get with me if you have any questions.